Fire in the midst of a flood. Heavy rains pounded Tampa Bay as manhole covers are clanking and clinging on. Streets inundated with water, making driving conditions downright deplorable. So the question, when will it all end?
And good evening, everyone. I'm Rod Carter. Thanks very much for joining us tonight. We're going to begin tonight with a very soggy Saturday. Storm teammate tracking those storms for you tonight. Neighborhoods tonight underwater, forcing drivers to change routes on a moment's notice. This is on Bayshore Boulevard. Very same story over on Dale Mabry Highway at the Neptune intersection. Cars there taking their time trying to make it through the water to their final destinations, as you can see there. Drivers on Davis Islands dealing with the exact same thing. A lot of flooding there. Remember, you are urged not to drive through standing water. Now, we do have team coverage for you this Saturday night. Let's get out to Chip Osowski in the center of all of this mess. And I know we've had a couple of employees who were stranded, stuck in their cars tonight. One of them just made it to work. Chip, how are things out there right now?
I got to tell you, Rod, I've been here 15 plus years, and rarely do you see Kennedy Boulevard flood this severely. We're here at Kennedy and Oregon. That's right near the McDonald's and the Wendy's. At that intersection, the water was waist deep just a little bit earlier. That's less than ideal for humans and not ideal at all for cars. When it comes to flooded roadways, you may have heard the phrase, turn around, don't drown. Jessica Stone wishes she had. Did you think you could make it?
To be completely honest, I knew for a while that I could, but I didn't know it was going to be this deep here. And then all of a sudden, I just felt my engine go out. And then I sat and I cried for a bit.
She was on her way to work and thought she could make it through all of this water.
I got stuck right about there, but originally my car was completely like parallel straight, like facing that way, and it's starting to drift. So just a little bit, it drifted diagonally.
Anna Walsh is in the same boat, or car rather. She was driving her dad's VW when it stalled out.
My dad's a retired Air Force colonel, so you can see that he's gets a little bit more angry with his 3 daughters than the general father would.
And by the way, sometimes being a news reporter is less than a glamorous job.
Any minute now, I might have to get out of here, but for right now, I thought the water would come down, but it hasn't. It just keeps coming up.
Jim Woods is just as wet as I am. He's doing his best to protect the U.S. mail.
I got out of Davis Island, and they're underwater. From what I understand now, that's where I was, and they told us to get off of Davis Island. I made off of Davis Island, and here we are.
He moved the mail to higher ground to keep it high and dry, but for how long? And despite seeing all the fire crews, the fire trucks out here, and the countless cars stranded in the water, despite hearing the warnings from authorities, some drivers still trying to make it through this water. Some are successful, some not so much, as you just see, and that is a very hard and costly lesson to learn. If you see Rod, we've got a car coming right through here now. It's a little bit taller vehicle, but you see people trying to make it through here in BMWs and Volkswagens. Well, those are the ones that are not so successful. Back to you.
Chip, I'm glad you got out of the way. Be careful out there. Thanks so much for that live report. Chip Osowski reporting live in Tampa for us tonight. Well,